Hello, everybody. First, I'd like to say this whole process has been going great. I'm getting some really good feedback, and what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up doing, after I'm done my process, like, because I'm going start to finish here, I'm going to go back to some questions that were asked at the beginning of this, or that were asked, and say, well, what if I do this? What if I do that? So I'm going to do that at the end of all this. So by the looks of this, it's going to take another month to get through all this stuff that I'm doing. But you know what? I'm glad it's helping. That's the whole point of this. And so yes, I'm going to do how to even start, like what to plug in and everything, because I've been asked for that as well. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that one as well here. So right now, I decided I'm going to do a reamp. I'm using, let me just switch over. I have set up, well, I haven't set up, I have it always set up now. As you can see, my Fender, that's my Fender Twin Reverb. It's plugged in. It's got the attenuator on top. That's a little blue box with the green light going. And this is always now set up because I have a snake on the floor over there, as you can see, which is drums, 7 channels of drums. 1 channel is that. That might change. I'm thinking about adding a drum pad, digital drum pad. Hasn't been discussed yet, but I'm thinking about it. Maybe not, because then that would change the whole dynamics, and it would be 8 for the drums, and then I have to do a standard cable across here. So that being said, all right. So first thing is, we're going to do a reamp. The first thing that I do when I do a reamp, trying to keep the glare down here, is I clear. Well, I'm ahead of that because I had to make sure things worked. So let's just get behind. Let's get back to where I was. So I cleared tracks 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 had the original digital track, and now they're on 19 and 20. So they're over here. I have the drums up because I was listening to it just to see how it sounded. So what I need to do first is, I've already done it, but I'll show you. So if we go over to timeline, you can see that we have everything, where everything has been recorded. It shows you nicely. 5 and 6 are clear, but now so I'm just going to show you how to do that. So what I did was I cleared 5 and 6 since I've now bounced them to 1920. So I hit track edit. You can see my little finger at the bottom there, track edit. And then I can go down to clean out, which is the very last one. Say yes. Now here it has 31, 32. I don't want to do 31, 32. You can, however, change this, so I could say, yeah, do 5. So now it says track 5 up there. It's hard to read. That's even harder to read. You're going to have to trust me. It says track 5. So now it's on track 5. And then you just hit yes. And you clear out. And you do the same for track 6. The reason why I'm doing 5 and 6 is because 3 and 4, as you recall from my last video, or actually 2 videos before, 3 and 4, I just did direct input. The next thing I do is I want track 3. I'm using track 3 at the moment, and I want it to go through effect send 1. Oh, that reminds me, I should check that. That's probably why it sounds the way it does. Yes. So here, so I want to go through effect send 1. I didn't realize I only went halfway up. Usually what I do is I go full out. I didn't in this case. I should have. Sorry, I'm still fighting this cold that I got. But as you can see, I have it set to pre. Now the reason I have it, I know which one that is. That's the backlight. Hang on 1 sec. Okay, I turned off the backlight. You can get a nice view of me now in the screen. But as you can see, it's set to pre here. And the reason I'm doing pre is because I don't want to hear the original. I have the headphones on because, well, that's a loud amp over there, so I don't want it blowing my ears out as I do this. So I'm actually gonna, when I'm actually showing you, I'm gonna have to turn this vocal mic down so that it doesn't distort through that, because it will. I've already tested all this. So as I said, I have 3 set the pre, so it's going through effects send 1. So what does that look like behind? Let's just fold this up a bit here for a second, change my... So what I have is, I have coming into H, input H, I have the microphone that's on the amp. Going out here, this is going to the amp. Now, because I'm fighting with a little bit of hum, can't really see it there. Oh, there you can now. I have a hum destroyer, as it's called. This is an HD400. It's a Behringer. It's hard to read. It's kind of faded out. I bought that years ago, and I bought it used, and it was already in kind of rough shape. But if I don't have that, then I get a noise, and I don't want that. So, hence the hum eliminator. I have the hum eliminator going into, I have it coming out of the hum eliminator into my compressor, then into a booster, and then the last is a distortion. Well, it's an overdrive pedal, because I want to use overdrive for this. So that's how I have everything set up. I just realized, like I said, yeah, I have it set here that I have the effect 1 is set to the middle, 52 or 62 in this case. I'm fine with it. It's working. It's giving me the sound because I have it boosting and all that. And then the master, of course, is 127. Always keep the masters at 127. You don't need to lower them down at all. Just leave them there. The next thing that you need to make sure, because if you start hearing noises as you're listening, remember to go into your effects send section, which is in here. So I hit effects button send. Make sure this is turned off, because if this is not turned off and you're using track 1 or effects 1, this will be also used. If you want to use this and listen to and do this reamping thing that I'm doing here, then do this all on track. Do the reamping section on effects 2. That will allow you to use this as well, the internal reverb and all that stuff, as well as your amp. Now you can't use the internal effects loop here to play through the amp. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to end up having pedals, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, that's not how this works here. But either way, this is what I'm doing with it. This is how we're going to record it. So now I put, let's go back to here. Next, I've now assigned, let's go look, assign. So assign H. H is assigned to 5. So that means track 5 it's going to record, and now if I turn on track 5, you're going to hear, yes, you can start hearing some hum. You might have heard it before because this microphone right here is getting picked up by that amp. So now I've got my loop around, and I have my pedals ready to go. I have my headphones on so I can listen to how this is going to sound. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Oh, it's on this. That's what I was looking at. I thought there was a mark on my system there for a second. So I have it on repeat. I'm just going to show you how it sounds coming through the system. Let me just turn this down for a sec. All right. Yeah, I know I'm quiet now. Here we go. Let me bring this back up again. So that is what I'm going to be recording. And then I'm going to switch over and do the same thing with track 4. And the thing is when you do that, remember to take off let's go to mixer again on track 3. Remember to remove the send, the pre-send and all that, because you don't want it to blend in. You want it to be the other side. So that's what I'm going to do for the next one. So I'm going to now do that, and I will talk to you later. Am I going to do another reamping? I don't know. I might use my little cab box. I might mix this and see. The thing is, I'm going to keep what I got from the virtual amp on 1920. This is going to go on 1718, and I might blend the two together in the end. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. So, just to get a different sound, we'll see what I get out of 2 amps as opposed to 1. That is today's video. Once again, thank you to everybody who is really enjoying this, and I'm really happy. It makes me feel good when people say, you know what, you shown me something I didn't know, and I'm going to use it, and it makes me happy to see that people are actually using it and it's working for them. So I will talk to you all later. Bye.